teachers, one aspect of a teacher is the experience of a teacher. Another aspect of the teacher is how much a teacher desires to be there and feels honored to be there and wants to teach. And this person who taught me Shaykh al-Hadith, there were 6 people in the class, 5, 6, handful of people in the class. He would be lecturing as if 3,000 people were in the room. He would lecture, he would sit there, he would be screaming on top of his lungs and so excited and doing this and doing that. And 7 people are sitting in front of him, sometimes 4 people, depending on who's sick that day. He's talking through the wall. He's talking through the wall because he was so honored to teach that year. And I will tell you that I benefited from that teacher in a way that I have not benefited from any teacher in my whole life. Because, I mean, I have had many teachers. You know, I mean, I'm a professor myself. I teach many, many people. And I have not benefited from any teacher the way I benefited from that teacher, to the extent that the way I teach is very much a replica of the way he teaches. And the funny thing is that now I teach much more dunyawi knowledge than I do dini knowledge. I'm a professor and I'm in a medical school, and it's one of the top medical schools in the country, and I teach pathology, which is a subject in medical school, which is like the essential subject in the second year of medical school. And I teach students. I teach students all over the world. And I use many, many, many of the things that I observed in this teacher to teach my own medical students. Now, obviously I'm not teaching them deen, but I'm teaching them some aspects of how they can benefit humanity. But that same energy, that same dedication, that same speaking through the wall, you know, talking beyond who's there, I apply those exact same principles in the way that I teach. And essentially it defined me. It defined me because of that interaction. And so that few months of sitting there has affected tens of thousands of medical students all over the world. Every year, I can tell you at least 10 to 15, because I wrote a medical textbook and I also have lectures that go with that textbook, at least 15,000 medical students every year learn from me. And who are they really learning from? They're not learning from me. They're learning from that teacher who was teaching 6 people, because I learned from him. So, and people come to me all the time. They say, where did you learn to teach like that? How come you teach like that? Nobody teaches like that. So how come you're teaching like that? I said, I didn't learn to teach like that here. I learned to teach like that at the base of the Himalayas, you know, in a room with 6 people, and the whole building probably cost $20,000, let alone the $50 million building that I teach in right now. So this is the mechanism by which you take advantage of opportunity.